Hey everybody, how's it? What's going on? You're at the Avocado Show. I'm the Abba, and the cados are our usual suspects here in the stream. If you're seeing this on YouTube, that's because we've already done it, and I'm just dropping this over on YouTube so people can catch up to some of their songs, just in case they don't know and they didn't hang around for the full session, or maybe Wheel of Cheese and they didn't hang around. So you're obviously here already on YouTube, so subscribe, or you can check out the other links and join us. Join the cados here on the stream on Twitch. I'm usually all over the place. Happy Aloha Friday is my usual standard days. However, Wednesdays and Sundays I parachute in, so you may also want to hang out with Discord, because I'll send out a message on Discord if I'm doing an outside of the circle kind of session. Plus, considering I just started playing Skyrim and I've been having a blast, I'm still on Ultra Noob, but I think I'm doing fairly halfway decent for somebody that doesn't have any experience with that kind of game. But then I'll leave that up to the chat to let you know if I'm just completely teabagging myself, or if I'm able to, if I'm playing the game halfway decent. So, anyhow, we have a very, very full dono day. Looks like the first couple tracks are fairly long. But they were considerably supported with the donations, which of course I am grateful for. And so I'm going to go as long as I can today. Like usual, if I do not get to your song, then it'll be picked up from where we left off for the Happy Aloha Friday. So that being said, what I do want to start off with, though, is a wheel of cheese, which is one wheel of cheese of maybe some of the new folks that have been coming by, and then another wheel of cheese spin of queso pobre, and then we get right into it. Just want to let you guys know, if you don't know the wheel of cheese rules, anything over 7 minutes in length is an automatic punt. I know people are excited and they put their song and stuff in there, may not read the fine print, but so that's the thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and check out some wheelie of cheese. This is not the updated version, so let me refresh and let's go grab ourselves some of the new folks that have come in here. And let's see what we got here. All right, wheel of cheese, and let's spin it up. By the way, before I do, I think I have my friends that are in here, my mods, I think Turnip's hanging out. Turnip, if you are, say how's it. I know that perhaps 1 a.m. and Snake and even maybe Double A might be lurking. So they are our guides here of that nature. So, hey, there's 1 a.m. there. I think Turnip might be hanging around as well at some point. All right, let's see what we got here. Look at that. This is all our new peoples. So let's go ahead and spin. Let's see which one of you guys catch up. You can only lurk. Well, thank you very much. That's perfect, Turnip. Thank you. Here we go. And Tulip Lizard 90. All right. Let's see what Tulip Lizard 90 wants. Okay, well, looks like we're starting with anime already. And the track that we're going to be listening to is called... This is from an anime... Oh, I've done something from this. I recognize the thumbnail. Parasyte. The song is Hypnotik. No message, so let's go ahead and hit Hypnotik. All right. Let's go. Always mysterious and kind of out there when you're opening up with a choir like this. Setting up the drama and the action and the anxiety. Nice blend. thanks for the heads up. I turned myself down a little bit. I take it this game is, maybe this is like a driving game or something, or whatever's happening here is a lot of action. Anime, sorry. Violent and bloody, you say? More like a Parasyte war, being done amongst the hosts. A lot of moving around there, that kind of stuff. So whatever must be happening here in the scene, it must be, you know, very high in activity and stuff. I'm really enjoying the combination of, you know, albeit it's module, but the orchestrating work with the high intensity EDM. I mean, the only difference between this and D&B in its sound is the drum programming, but it has that same tempo, it seems like. Yeah, this might be the last part of the scene where it's gnawing into your brain or something. This was nice. A lot of people it brought a lot of people back to a little bit of nostalgia. Was this a game that was it was uploaded 8 years ago to YouTube, but perhaps the game's been out for about over 10, 12, 15 years. I keep on saying game. I'm sorry. Ugh. Guys, you know me already. Just come in and hammer me on the comments like you do, and I'll straighten out. You know, that's what I do. Oh, so it has been a while. Okay. So, but I have listened to some tracks from this because I recognize the snail-looking thing. So, all right. How about we spin for some queso pobre? You guys ready for that? Let's do some queso pobre. It's going to be a stream, guys. I can tell you now. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I think I lost a lot of people when I went down on the stream. I think I had a bunch of people and I lost a lot, so maybe it's a lot skinnier, pobre cheesy wheel. But I didn't close the forum, so that was the good thing. So whatever you guys put in before I buckled it still stayed on the forum. Okay, you guys ready? Yes, I do. Itchy. All right, here we go, guys. We spin. Oh! That's you, brother. All right, almonds in the house. No rigging required, we say. So Amon would like us to listen to some pop music. And this one is called Magdalena Bay is the name of the band or artist, and the name of the song is Death and Romance. One of my dear friends turned me on to this artist last year, and this album has become one of my favorites of 2024. Magdalena Bay is a pair of musicians, producers, male and female, both of Argentina descent. Oh, che pibe. With eclectic synth pop sound, married with their love of Pink Floyd, St. Vincent, Kate Bush, King Crimson, Fiona Apple, ELO, and Bjork. Wow, that's a cross-section of some experimental funness right there, gooey richness. This song in particular has the chocolate peanut butter combo for me, with a lush, bright, and vibrant melodic section atop a jazz funky groove rhythm section. That's like going to California Pizza Kitchen and getting like a cauliflower crusted pizza. All these little ingredients here. It's always good for that. Guys are laughing at me. Okay, let's see, or let's listen to what Amon is sending us. Let's go. All right. I don't know, looking at the thumbnail automatically, I thought of Boston. Remember that band? Piano rhythm along with the drum rhythm is really making this fun. I can hear the Bjork in there as well. Oh, that bass, how that works. Wow, you're right, there's a nice combo of elements in this. I love how the piano is nicely oiled up with that reverb. It's a great airy ambient vibe with it. Love that drum fill right there. Look at that bass. You know what, guys? This was only released 9 months ago, or at least put on YouTube 9 months ago. This is kind of like where my mind what folk music would be going right now. Like, these guys nailed it. Oh, wow. Drummer twice he's done that. Love that.
My hands, your hands, I'll hold forever. No way, I'll break. Oh no, not ever. This dance won't end. It goes forever. Romance and death keep us. hands together. My hands, your hands, I'll hold forever. No way I'll break.
Love the background vocals and the engineering on it.
Yeah, I give and you give till it's all that we have. You know nothing is better than death and romance.
Ooh. You know those occasional, monophonic mood runs that are running up and down with long delays. Wonderful. God, that is such a nice blend with the little bit of that, with the synthy vibes. I'm on with a thing about this that's really intriguing is that they kind of like stuck to a. How was that? Did I not hit it? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Was that they stuck to a vibe that had a lot of levels of nostalgia, generationally, if you would. But the kind of I want to call it more of the synth sprinkle work in it. They really kind of they really did the best they could to keep that more 80s vibe. Just with the sounds that they were choosing to do it, like I was mentioning earlier, some of those, scale runs, my uncle used to love to do that. He'd do a scale run when he was doing the stuff in Caldera, but he'd love to put a long delay on it, so it gives you this kind of sweepy rainbow kind of vibe. I loved everything about this. The voice, the synth. Matter of fact, for everybody that wants to put this in their playlist that may not be on Discord, I just popped it up there on there. But that's a great catch, man. Excuse me, sorry. But and also the other thing is too is what I loved about it is that the drum pattern kind of was pretty consistent, and that to me was an older school or late 70s kind of. But then the bass was weaving itself through that. I think I saw at least 5 or 6, 7 people here kind of ooze over the bass line on that. So she go. Thanks, Salman. We got lucky we got on you. I'm thinking that my audio in the, I have the AKG 240s. These are the workhorses of the industry. I think my audio on my music is a little low, so I'm gonna make another adjustment so you guys stand by. Not too much higher, but I'm gonna bring it up to about here. So give me a second, guys, as I'm doing help desk talking. And then I'm gonna move my vocals a little bit hotter here, so hopefully the next one definitely won't blow your eardrums out. But so guys, let's get on to our donos now. We have a lot going on here today. I'm looking at something here. 1, 2, 3. First 6 donos I'm honoring that were left over from the other day. And that's going to go in dono amount, and then I'll be hitting today's update, or today through all throughout. So let me do this really quick. Okay. No, I never did. As a matter of fact, I in my description on YouTube, I have, a little Amazon, what do you call it, affiliate program. So I figure, I've made my money off of sales, like, maybe $100 in the course of 3 years. But nah, I never asked them. I'm nobody to sponsor. I don't think they're probably looking for the million. They're the Beato types, Unless AKG comes out with maybe some hearing aids for decomposers, for composers over 60, then that seems like that would be a brand match made in heaven. That kind of thing. Sponsored by Depends, Boost, Ginkgoba, Viagra. Those would be all considered. Life Alert. Come on, guys. What other ones could I do? Metamucil. What other options do you think is an old fart that I can get? AARP. LASIK. I mean, funeral insurance, brah. You're right. I think hearing aids and Depends would be great. All right, let's get on with our stuff here. All right, guys. Next couple of listens are going to be long hauls, and they were very nicely supported with very kind donation amounts. So let's all get ready for this. The first one is actually a Coral Reefer, and then Ginger's coming in. A Coral Reefer wants us to listen to a track. And let's see what we got here. This track here is from the band or the artist Uppermost. The song is Chill Mix 2020. So take a seat, grab your popcorn, here we go, and lock you in. We got a mix from Uppermost. Yes, it's a little long. There's many instruments such as piano, violins, and electronic beats, synth, acoustics. It's definitely such a vibe to listen to all the different melodies he comes up with. Okay, so Uppermost must be a single individual. Okay. Well, let's go. This is coming in from A Coral Reefer. A Coral Reefer, that was very kind of you. It was a very nice donation. I appreciate it. Kind of honoring if it's long kind of a thing, so I appreciate that very much. All right, let's do this. This is Uppermost, and the name of the track is, or series of tracks might be, Chill Mix 2020. Are you guys ready? Let's go. You guys know I'm a softie for the ambient ethereal work, especially when you open up with it. I always consider it kind of like a cleansing of the palate to let your head settle into this vibe. And the video looks kind of cool too. Looks like it's AI-ish. That's like the perfect emoji in the chat for this. I'm on. So chill out, Warbozer. Warboss TV, how you doing? Funny you should say that, Mandrickson. Yes, I agree with you on that, except on a synth level. So cathedrals back in the day always had choirs going, but to create that same ambient, ethereal, floaty, heavenly vibe. Sorry about that. What I had said is I love how this composer is growing this composition and giving a lot of time for marination. Very ambient. But I find it really super cool too with this video. You know, it's really good for us ADHD people who stim. Hey, Perfect One, how you doing, buddy? I think so far the mix has been the emphasis on the ethereal ambient aspect of it. Yeah, I agree on that. I love how one of the ambient pads has a little bit of a there's an arpeggiation in the pad work in the back. It's very unique. It just took a trippy turn. Ooh, I like that engineering move right there. That was really slick. You know, nowadays, you know, so many composers are their own engineers. They can get that creative and do stuff like that too. I love that arpeggiation is starting to come up and give us that ambience vibe again. This is the kind of work around that, like the kind of music that you listen to when you're, in my world, purposefully maybe doing something around the house, but being very lightly spirited. I don't know. Hey, Paliv, how are you? What I do love so far is the concept of the video. It really feels like you're just taking a walk with this guy, you know, through a rainy morning or a rainy street walk here. Yeah, Kazzy, fully agree with you on that. This is that kind of track. The whole eighth? Yes, I am, Paul. Thank you for asking. To that. You could get through it with the length of this song for sure. Depending if it was, unless it's an eighth of mushrooms, I don't know. That would be a heroic dose. So freaking vibey. I like the fact that in the description of this video, he gives credit to the person who actually did the video. The artist named Nomadic Ambience is the individual who actually produced the video we're watching. I don't know if it's safe to put me in such a heady place at the beginning of a stream. I like that slow coming down in the tempo. Very well done. Right? Trippy transition, huh? Ah, nice little engineering trick right there. I know, right, Wolverine? Oh, you had more than enough time to, that's for sure. Hey, Wolf. A lot of work going into this. As minimalistic as it sounds, it's a lot of work. So much finite work going into building the right vibe and finding the right sounds in this. Even though it doesn't sound like there's a lot of things happening here, there's a lot of detailed, finite things that are happening here to make this vibe happen. Stepping up the beats just a little bit, doesn't it sound like that? I'll slowly brought it back up. Definitely going to be making coffee after this. Yeah, Ginger, I might do that. Thank you for being so kind. I gotta tell you something though. If I was just listening to this, laying in my old man chair back there, I would have been out probably 5 minutes ago. Would you guys ever do that when you lay in your sleep and you hear a track like this? You still got that track in your head, you know, even though you're out. That's what I love about this kind of music. If it's done correctly and they don't go too outside of the volume box and stuff. Oh, it gave us a little juice here. Yeah, true that, SB, especially for those of us that are into the music aspect of it, albeit music nerds or producers and stuff. You know, Lisa, there's something to be said about that because I too enjoy that. Of course, I would never leave that on somebody's podcast as a comment. God, your podcast is great. I love going to sleep to it. Speeding it up again? What's going on? Tell you what I'm really vibing out about this track is the fact that all the percussive elements of this has been nicely tucked back there. More the percussion arrangements are like more suggested, you know, instead of being, you know, driven out that way out in front of you in the mix. I like that arpeggiation back there, that light one. Yeah, it's got a nice flow as well. just put this on my playlist. I like that. Oh, Hucking in the Triplets. It should, Amon, that's for sure. Samuel. I love the very soft lo-fi sequences going back in there. Ah, fuck you! Oh my god! Sorry, guys. Oh shit! Sorry. Exactly what's happening. Something's moving right now. Well, according Doc Doom, according to the title, this is like a single mix. Doesn't seem to be associated with an album per se. I will say, Yes, it was a long listen. I know some people were asking if it was a redeem or stuff. It was actually a very generous donation, almost akin to what you were saying. I think it was Jazzy, $1.50 a minute ish. But that being said, I really, really, really enjoyed the laid-back textures and the dynamics of the composer going in and out, even taking the time to kind of give us some time to slow it down a little bit, then bring us back up in tempo. Something else that I thought was really wonderful that I mentioned earlier was the fact that all the percussive work, drums or traps and stuff like that, was really didn't ever really take center stage, like, you know, a rave, a house, a D&B thing or something like that. It was there, but what really took the stage was a lot of different impulses of pulsating arpeggiations and stuff. It made me chill AF, and I saved it to my playlist, but I gotta right now, I gotta actually go and make a quick cup of coffee, because that was a big, long-ass song at the very beginning of the stream, and I gotta kick up some gears before I get back in. So I'm not even gonna go to a Be Right Back page. Just give me 2 minutes. I have a little K-cup, you know? And that's the other thing, too. As much as I love, you know, doing the music, and, you know, lately some of the requests have been getting long. So I'm thinking maybe I should, you know, perhaps put a limit to it. Just not because I don't want to do the music. I think it taxes me in a different way. I don't know that, you know, and it's fairly a new thing. It's only in the last few weeks have I been getting these much longer, even though they are backed up really well with very kind donations. I'm just wondering if maybe it taxes me to a bit. Last time I had to give up, I surrendered. Remember last time I surrendered? I'm back in. I'm going to do Ginger, just so that you know. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 of my regular donos. You'll come in number 5. That'll be enough ear time for me. So probably about another 15, 20 minutes, if that's all right with you. No. That's funny. You typed it in as soon as I said it. No, we're okay. I need just a little, you know, what do you call it? Different types of music to reset my brain. All right, so next up is Kebab Seller. We are going in, oh my goodness, he's giving us another treat of One Piece. And we are going to be listening to a track called The Unforgivable Guy Fight. Fun fact, it's actually 25 years, not 20. Been going on every week since 1999. My goodness, that is just incredible. And once again, for everything, well, you know what's really funny, because that last One Piece track I experienced was completely different than all the others. So it's a lot more creatively and experimentally involved in which way the composer goes to do what they need. Okay, let's see what this is all about. Once again, this is One Piece, Unforgivable Guy Fight. Thanks, Kebab Seller. I hope you're doing well. Here we go. That was nice string flute run. Funny you say that like that, Kazi. It does have that vibe. It's like, let's go get him, guys. It's off to war. But in a very lighthearted kind of way. If there's such a thing as lighthearted war, but yes. God, I love how they're leaving the Marcato bass runs by itself and not doubled up with brass. Here comes another one. You see, I love this. Kind of like super sexy detective man vibes. You would see this in kind of a soft-hearted chase vibe, like in like an original James Bond kind of track. The kebab seller, that was an amazing combo. I guess it was a natural combo here. I guess when you're sending these, and the way they're laid out here, that perhaps maybe in the anime there's two sections to the fight that's going on. Maybe like that first one was like a call to action, like, you want to fight? Yeah, let's fight. Let's go do that. And then the second half maybe was a little bit more of the fight part of the anime. Once again, now my journey that you're putting me on, and others that are now starting to kind of get on the wagon, is just, to me, it's just outstanding. Because, you know, here's the thing: when you're orchestrating and you're composing pieces like this, sure, there's a leitmotif, there's a melody that you're working with, but the uniqueness of the counter arrangement compositions, in of itself, it's almost like you're having 2, 3, sometimes 4 different melodies going on at the same time, which with music you can do. But it's the instrumentation of those secondary arrangements, third arrangements, and stuff like that that makes such a difference, which makes it so busy and so wonderful. And so I dare to say that there wasn't one person here listening to it that didn't have somewhat of a little smirk or smile when you're listening to it, albeit nostalgic or anything, but just as a piece of music. You know, just the huge is not a word, but the hugeness of the sound, and just still yet the kind of work it takes to put this together. You know, this isn't a composer sitting at modules just hammering this out. They're writing this stuff down. Then they got to send it to a copyist. Then they got to put it in front of the musicians. Then you got to conduct it. The guy's got to mix it. This is a lot of work. And but another thing, Kebab Seller, I love that that what it is that you're sending me will come with 2 or 3 or 4 little cues attached to it, because it gives me a different way of painting in my theater of the mind of what could be happening, even though it might say in the title. So I think I may have mentioned that once before in one of the older videos that I did of yours from One Piece, is that's another really super cool way to listen to it. Get a few chunks out of it instead of listening to one piece at a time like we normally do. So, but anyhow, Kebab, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you here. Everybody say hi to Kebab. Okay. Let's see what else we're doing now here. Next up is the Driver 458. Let's see what we got here for the Driver. Wants us to do a band from the, okay, I'm going to get this. Oh, it's just the way it reads. Madeon featuring Passion Pit. So Madeon featuring Passion Pit. Madeon or whatever. The name of the track is Pay No Mind. And this is a fun upbeat track combining French DJ Madeon's maybe? Tight sound engineering featuring American indie pop band Passion Pit. Made me nostalgic for times I never knew. Lots of fun synths in this one. All right. Let's do this. This is from Driver. The song again is Pay No Mind, and the artist is Madeon featuring Passion Pit. Let's go. I like the little sexiness of the rhythm guitar sound. It's got a very 80s guitar sound.
She was dancing, she was smiling, roses blooming in her cheeks. In a quiet kind of litany, she accepted some defeat. And then she threw into the arms of disgrace and then repelled. Now she's fallen to her knees, but you couldn't ever tell. And then she asked me how we got here. I told her I don't know. And if you keep on asking, I'll just keep saying so. This isn't what I wanted, it isn't what you need. Or let them keep on talking, just calm yourself and breathe. Don't you pay them any mind. Don't you pay them
Nice.
any mind. You know this happens every time. Why don't you pay them any mind? The burdens of a mother will like sandbags on the eyes. As she closes just to open as the sirens rolling by. And now she's off to tell a secret.
Can't you hear that?
to her friends on-
Why? Why? Sorry. It's killing me because it rattles my back of my head. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back. I'm going to give this an honest listen again. It's like mind-numbing. Just, I understand it, but just it hurts. What I'm talking about, if you guys are not hearing it, I live not too far away from the main highway, from Kamehameha Highway, and sometimes, you know, there's those cars that have those big woofers or subs and stuff like that, and they've got it so cranked up that I hear more of their trunks rattling through my windows that literally rattle my house, and I don't understand it. I'm like, that's like I don't, you know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like where's the mating call in that or something? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm an old man. I'm not going to complain about it. You know, I'm not going to sit there and say, "Oh, you guys," right? No, I just don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand it. It hurts so much. So, all right. I'm going to start this song again. I'm going to do it justice. I owe it to the driver. So let's do this again. Okay. All right, here we go. But I will say, even though I listened to this for half a minute, I'm thinking that if Prince was still alive, he would be really down for this vibe. Like, it would have been a wonder to see how his production trajectory would have gone with the changes that we've seen in the last 8-10 years.
She asked me how we got here. I told her I don't know. And if you keep on asking, I'll just keep saying so. This isn't what I wanted, it isn't what you need. Or let them keep on talking, just calm yourself and breathe. Don't you pay them any mind. Don't you pay
Very musical. I know that compression is just making my earballs just throb.
the burdens of a mother will like sandbags on the eyes. As she closes just to open as the sirens rolling by. And now she's off to tell a secret to a friend somewhere in town. And her friend just takes a moment and that's why I'm not around. Darling, this is something I should have told you long ago. I just want you to feel safe. I just wanna make it glow. How you glowed when we were young.
I like the pulsating background vocals in there. I don't know if it's a pad, like that partial choral pad that has some of that hyper compression. I don't know, but this over compression vibe that's part of the mix messes with my head sometimes. I'm just saying. This is pretty. This is a nice ending. A very unusual ending, I will say, for a track that has this kind of vibe to it. Very, very eloquent, very, you know, very sassy kind of an ending. Once again, the track had a very fun, lighthearted, upbeat, vibey thing. This is something that guarantees puts you in a mood. Once again, I think what happens to me is that lately when I hear tracks that have a lot of that pulsating compression to it, for me I don't know if I should say how I should say this, but it kind of distracts me a little bit from the music. And it could be an age thing where I'm at with it, you know, or a personal taste. You know, it's not a bad thing. But when there's a lot of that compression that makes the track really breathe, whoop, 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 I get it's part of the engineering and the mixing technique and stuff. But you get a little kind of hypnotized by that, and the rest of the music becomes second to me, you know. So that's why when they have all these other little areas where they chill out and all of a sudden, oh, this is nice. There's none of that compression stuff there. It kind of brings you, kind of gets you back down to that cleansing the palate kind of vibe. You know what I mean? That's funny. That's a good one. Yes, compressing my pulsating compression. Yeah, the side chaining. You know, well, I would think, I don't know, because I've never done that, Lisa. So I don't know if that's in the mastering bus. That's being created, you know, during the mastering process, or if it's something that happens in particular tracks. Like if all the synths were doing the same exact pulsating, you set it and you just, you know, set the savings, or do the settings and then save the settings, set the savings, you know, and then just go ahead and copy and paste that across, you know, anything that has, in that case, eighth note vibes. But then I would know how to do that because I've never tried that. It's unique to me. It's magic to me. So that's where I'm kind of, you know. Yeah, that's all. That is something I would actually have to sit down and watch an engineer do it on YouTube, you know, to be able to, like, I can hear it, I can see the side chaining, but it would be interesting maybe for me to look up an engineer, you know, for that. Next up, Chaotic Old Boar. Chaotic Old Boar would like us to listen to Garage and Screaming Females. Oh, Garbage, not Garage. Garbage and Screaming Females. The name of the track is Because the Night. This is the second powerhouse women of rock performing a song the boss Bruce Springsteen wrote for Patti Smythe. It was Smythe, right? Not Smith, but Smythe. Anyhow, this is for you, Chaotic Old Boar, and it's called Garbage plus Screaming Females. is the band, and the track is Because the Night. Okay, stand by. Here we go. I'm moving a little slow.
Y'all ready?
Ah, the old studio floors. Yes.
How's that? That seems okay. Alright.
I've never been the piano player in a band before.
Take me now, baby, here as I am. Pull me close, try and understand. Desire is a hunger, it's the fire I breathe. Love is a banquet on which we feed. Come on now, try and understand the way I feel when I'm in your hands. Take my hand, come undercover. They can't hurt you now, can't hurt you now, can't hurt you now. Because the night belongs to
I had no idea that Springsteen wrote that for her.
the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us. Have I doubts when I'm alone? Love is a ring, the telephone. Love is an angel disguised as lust. Here in our bedroom till the morning comes. Come on now, try and understand the way I feel under your command. Take my hand as the sun descends. They can't touch you now, can't touch you now, can't hurt you now.
Nice blend with the and the guitar.
Belongs to lovers because the night belongs to us. Because the night belongs
Yeah, totally Park Pal, for sure.
because the night belongs to us.
Very unique guitar tone there for that lead.
Without the vicious circle turns and burns. Without you I cannot live. Forgive the yearning, burning. I believe it's time to real, to feel. So touch me
I really also like the guitar player's voice.
now, touch me now. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us.
That is such a zippery lead guitar tone. Is it me or is the drummer changing shirts in the middle of the session? Oh, 2 drummers. This reminds me once again that the lead solo coming through something like a rolled roll in GP8 or something. Cool cover for sure, guys. There was something with the drums going on, and it wasn't until the last second that I realized they actually had 2 drummers, because I was listening to the drum sound, at least in this mix, there was a little bit of a saturation that was going on that was like, what's happening there? Why is that sounding just a little wider yet fuzzier, if you would, in the mix? And God knows what the compression was when they, you know, of the file that they uploaded it with. I so remember this track. I didn't know that's what it was called. I didn't know that that Springsteen actually wrote it. But I kind of like, from what I remember, without taking away from Patti Smythe, I kind of like this version. And I actually really like the guitar player's vocals. The way she came in had a little bit more of an attitude and stuff. Not saying the other one wasn't suitable or good enough. I'm just saying when the guitar player came in with the background work, I thought that was like, there was something about her voice that was really super cool. And let's hear it for, you know, a 32 bar solo at the end. How long do we hear stuff like that? No pun. It doesn't even really ever happen anymore. Long ass guitar solos, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. All right, next up, Tonto Corazon. I don't think Tonto Corazon is here. And Tonto Corazon wants us to listen to, he always brings some really cool, unique, this is going to be some more cool, unique stuff here. Tonto Corazon, ¿cómo estás, mano? ¿Qué ondas? Aquí todo madre. Okay, this song here is by the artist Yasser Tejeda, and the song is Del Campo a la Ciudad, or From the Country to the City. Ciudad. Did I say Ciudad? I did that again, didn't I? God dang it. Del Campo a la Ciudad. So the message is, wanted to submit something a little different from an artist we've listened to before. This is a more traditional style of music from the Dominican Republic called Pri-Pri, P-R-I-P-R-I, an older style of merengue that's not really played anywhere anymore, but Yasser still puts his flair to it as well. All right, let's do this for Tonto Corazon. Let's go. All right. Yasser. ¿Qué lo que tonto?
Si pa'l otro viene a tocar y déjeme bailar, que a ti Padre Santo lo voy a poner a bailar, a ti Padre Santo lo voy a poner a bailar.
You know where this is going, right, guys? Let's go. Badass rhythm, guys.
Le roban la mula Feye, si me pagan digo quién fue. Le roban la mula Feye, si me pagan digo quién fue. Yo digo quién fue, ay, yo digo quién fue. Yo digo quién fue, yo digo quién fue. Yo digo quién fue, ay, yo digo quién fue. Yo digo quién fue, ay, yo digo quién fue. Yo digo quién fue. Si me pagan digo quién sabe. Si me pagan digo quién sabe.
All of this is leaning on that guitar player, man, I'm telling you. The meter in his head must be cooking. How intoxicating is this, guys? Let the bass help you out on this. Find that one.
Sácala y buena pa' beber y anda pronto marola. Sácala y buena pa' beber, que me muero de la sed. Sácala y buena pa' beber y anda pronto marola. Sácala y buena pa' beber, que me muero de la sed. Y echa pa' acá, marola.
I know the phrasing is insane.
Marola, marola, vamos a beber, marola, marola, paladre, marola, marola, vamos a bailar, marola, marola, en la rama, marola, 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 marola. Y sácala y buena pa' beber y anda pronto, marola. Sácala y buena pa' beber, que me muero de la sed. Sácala y buena pa' beber, anda pronto, marola. Sácala y buena pa' beber, que me muero de la sed. Y echa pa' acá, marola, marola, vamos a bailar, marola, marola, vamos pa' los tres, marola, marola, vamos a bailar, marola, 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 marola.
Aman. It's very intoxicating, yeah? Hypnotic. Even though there's no real like discernible where's the one on this. We don't, if you just let it feel and let it be, it takes you. Can you believe it? There was actually a written out ending. I thought that was going to be like a band jam kind of style, you know, calling it to the end and stuff like that. And so, you know, what does that mean? That means there was a count off, you know, and I thought that was really, really slick. You know, when you listen to music from that part of the world, and also, you know, music from Cuba and those places, they have such an enriched sense of rhythm that is just so unique. Nothing is square. And even if you think you found the beat, sure, you can find the tempo and egg in on it. But these musicians play so outside of, you know, the straight meter. Tons of syncopation and stuff like that. Each instrument holding their own thing. Now, in this case, outside of the vocalist and the percussion, obviously, and the drummer holding it, you know, this guitar player was the one that held this thing together, you know, so... it was great. And you know what I love too is that we don't get this kind of music often in the streams, and when we do, and because all of us cados here, you know, the streamer, the you know, you folks who are watching, it's really fun to watch the reaction and the response when music like this comes across, and you may not be overly aware of it, or maybe you hear it just like, you know, maybe once in a blue moon. Just how fun and I mean, so much of this kind of music. Could you imagine this kind of stuff? Which I'm sure there might be some in like Crash Bandicoot or any one of the driving games that might be going through, you know, really cool places like that. I know that they try to hit these marks, but something like this would be really, really cool in it. Thank you, Tanto Corazon. Tanto Corazon. Muchas gracias. All right, I'm going to do one from Jasmine Kazi, and then after this, I'm going to do Ginger's track. So, Ginger, if you're lurking in the background, drink your coffee, get ready. But after this next track, we're going to do some of Ginger's stuff. So, Judgment, how are you, Mr. Kazi Mazzy? How be you? Judgment Kazi wants us to listen to a band called Taishi. Taishi, is it a band? It might be. Or maybe it's an anime. I'm looking at the artwork. Taishi, the name of the song is Bluefieldcreator. What is the message? Swanton bomb? What does that mean? Hey, Jeeves, I heard you were getting a ton of long tracks. Bruh. So I figured I'd throw another one there. Hopefully it's a bit of a reprieve from what I'm imagining to be hours of heavy metal. Hope this stream doesn't break you. Good luck. Oh my goony goo goo. Swanton bomb. I don't know what that means, but am I going to be here until the next supper? I can hear it now. They're knocking at my door. Yes, Apostles Party of 12. Right this way. Okay, here we go. I don't know how long this is going to be, but we're about to find out. Oh, this isn't bad. That's good. Elderly. But Kaz, is this from an anime? Is that why the thumbnail looks this way? Does it have something to do with anime? No? Okay. Oh, it's just album art. Okay. God, I love all the little subtle conversations going back. You know, it almost sounds like these micro conversations back there. In the meantime, that piano pattern is definitely putting a glide over you. I like that. It's giving me a little bit of frou-frou emotionless heap kind of vibes. I don't know why. I think it's because of the editing. This is really well done. Wow. This is a beautiful example. Less is more. I love that come up of that arpeggiation. God, there's these two beautiful arrangements left and right, really hard left and right. Those very soft, subtle arpeggiations, but they're counterpoint written. This is really, really nice. This is just like the other track I just recently heard that was about the same length. Where like the percussion is not taking that center stage. Sorry for yawning, I'm just... I like this. I love when these composers do this. If you're gonna throw a big fat ham sandwich at me for 16 minutes, I want these kind of nuances in there. They make such a difference. Yeah, this would be one of those really great tracks to play music if you muted like a soundtrack of a game or something. Even if it had a little action to it, because there's these little sparse elements of it there. I don't know, there's parts of this that might work against, I don't know, Outer Wilds. Giving us a little bit of a cosmic zing there. Ooh, I like the growth of that arpeggiation. That was great. You know what? I truly respect the talents of these kind of composers. I really do. You know? It's because I feel what they're saying with their music without, you know, being judgmental in a way, shape, or form, because I don't understand the genres. So in this case, I have to let the music be. And I really do respect the kind of time and energy they put into this. There's a funny note in that arpeggiation, but it works really good. Let's see if it repeats. Sit right here. Wait. Oh, he didn't. It's because he knew I was talking about him. But you heard it, right, Aman? Here I go, I'm self-stimming again. You're not kidding, Ginger. Oh, I love this. It's like a honey bleed. Didn't resolve that. Duh. Duh. I was waiting for duh. At this point, it's like, it's liminal. I think that's it. But I like that because it's a callback to original part of an arrangement that he had in the first like 2.5, 3 minutes. Wow. You know, I gotta say, man, like I said earlier, I think the best way for me to really glow over this is just to truly show my appreciation and respect to composers that do this. I know that there are people that, you know, may listen to this and go, well, it just seems like they're hitting arpeggiations and they're just doing this. And, you know, how hard is it to do this? And let me tell you something, man. It's not easy. You know, my friends used to call it elbow composing. You know, you just call up a patch and you put down your elbow and there's one thing that's laid down and you just hit. There's, you know, a lot of these composers are tremendous geeks and nerds. You know, and I say that in the creative way. You know, they want to fine tune that arpeggiation. They want to break down the the spectral tonal representation of one arpeggiation and a tone in order for it to not take away from another one. You know, I think it's extraordinary, and I think even more so because like I said earlier, I have a different appreciation for it because I can't do it. So in other words, I listen to it. I could sit here and genuinely listen to this kind of music and just be kind of, like I said earlier, I let the music take me where it needs to. Unfortunately for me in my age, and some of these tracks can be long, where it takes me is right to the Z zone, you know, so I'm fighting to not drool on myself while I'm listening to it. But even when you see me close my eyes and it looks like I'm fading and stuff like that, it's as if it's just taking me into a place where I'm listening to more finite things that are happening in there. Smaller arpeggiations. There was one section in this track that I thought was so badass where it almost sounded like a very small micro conversation happening. I think it was about a 16 or 22 bar thing that happened, or 24, that was an odd count, of these little micro conversations that were way back there. And I go, man, the detail for that. You got to be such a talented composer, or you've got to be so fucking high. I don't know, or both. I don't know, but it's coming from a great place, and I love it. So yay! All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Ginger track coming here. I'm gonna play this track. It's 6.4 hours long. It has, no, I'm kidding. I'm sure everybody just woke up and said, the fuck? What the blee? I'm kidding. I knew that would make everybody kind of pipe for a second. But he did do some fantastic research on it, obviously coming from a very passionate place, Ginger. So what I'm going to do is there's a little bit of a reading that I'm going to do here. And then we're going to do this track. Let's just start off with the let's start off briefly. Let me just set this up really quick. Ding 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 ding, and also thank you, Ginger. That was a very kind donation. I really do appreciate your respect for my ear time on this. That was very nice of you. All right, so the name of the band is Kitcaliber. The name of the song is HALCYONDAZE. 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 So this is going to be this read, fortunately, is going to be very small compared to the length of the track. I'm saying this and having fun, so let's go ahead and let me read this first. Let me get through it. And then we're just going to light it up. and we're going to put it on a slow burn and let it roll. Okay, you ready, guys? Sorry for the long write-up, but I went a bit manic last night, also early this morning. To write this up longer as I did more and more research, diving through archives, trying to get the most accurate info available. I have once again broken down the artist and the album's story and theming, and this time the production process. So chat, break out your notepads. Yes, this will be a test later. See Jeeves after class, as soon as you wake him up from his freaking coma. Okay. So you guys ready? HALCYONDAZE by Kitcaliber, aka Emma Essex, pronounced HALCYONDAZE. Artist overview: Emma Essex. Emma Essex is a prolific Canadian musician and producer known for their experimental, genre-filled approach to categorize their creative process. They operate under 24 active aliases, 31 in total. Each alias has their own lore and produces music for Emma Essex's label, Halley Labs. The label has its own lore as well. Each alias reflects a distinct mood or sonic direction. Their work defies traditional categorization, often blending raw electronics textures with visceral storytelling and sonic textures, which are important to the creative process. Note: Essex intentionally leaves room for listeners' interpretation. This framework is a guide, not a rigid key. Personal note: some or all of the info produced for the album is probably not accurate, since they don't usually talk publicly about their works. What I was able to pull is info from decades-old interviews, which over Kitcaliber's album covers HALCYONDAZE. So take the info about production with a huge grain of salt. About Kitcaliber. Kitcaliber is one of Essex's most conceptually driven aliases, merging digital hardcore, digital rock, and I never know if I've heard this, shmoop punk, a term coined by Essex, inspired by shoot 'em up arcade games like Raiden and Kingdom Grand Prix, and the Grand Prix. The project's lore revolves around twin vigilantes Kit, songwriting, vocals, guitar, and Caliber, production programming, who battled universe-ending threats across a dystopian game-inspired universe. Signature production style: vocals, robotic, often fragmented female vocals crafted using Substral, if that's how you call it. Text-to-speech TTS and Google Translate TTS, meticulous pitched and time corrected. Yeah, you got to be super tight with that. It is story time with Uncle Jeeves. Instruments: synths, synth 1, synth 1, imp Oscar, I don't know what those are, virtual guitars, shreddage 2, processed through guitar rig, and sampled breakbeats layered with Easy Drummer, drum kit from Hell, and Claustrophobia. Workflow: tracks are first sequenced in Mode Plug Tracker and refined in Acid Pro. Wow, they're using some very low barrier to entry DAWs, but good and very powerful to do the work. Distortion achieved through plug-in pedals, many pedals in the bank, heavy simple manipulation and contact for guitars. The story of HALCYONDAZE, the album marks a psychological turning point in Kitcaliber's saga. After battling cosmic horrors across past albums, which destroy their worlds, allies, and loved ones, the twins now confront a more insidious enemy, their own trauma. Key themes: inner demons. The twins grapple with PTSD, addiction, and self-destructive coping mechanisms symbolized by drug use, of which I probably should start doing right about now. That was me saying that. Meta commentary: Essex has openly tied the album's themes to their own struggles with addiction and depression, now in remission. Sorry, I needed that. In a retrospective stream, they explained HALCYONDAZE is about self-harm through drug use and the way in which it disconnects oneself from the world and their memories. Why it matters? HALCYONDAZE is both a culmination of Kitcaliber's lore and of Essex's more vulnerable works. It's a raw exploration of how trauma lingers even after winning the external battle, a metaphor for mental health struggles. The album's technical chaos and emotional weight make it a gripping study in using sound to mirror psych. Hopefully, this was easier for you to read than my last write-up for Violet Pony. Yes. Ginger, thank you very much. I can tell you're very, very passionate for listening to music and really getting involved in this kind of description. And that's a good thing, you know, and I think that's an important thing, especially for very powerful experimental style artists and stuff that you've brought to the table. So let's listen to it now. Are you guys ready? Did I say something wrong? Psych? I'm sorry, I'm just now looking at the chat and I'm wondering how many times I blew it or something. Because now I can see all the laughy faces and stuff at me. Oh my goodness. Taishi, physics, Feisy. Oh, I don't know, let's play the music. Here we go. Guys ready? Let's go.
Fighter's log.
Hold me if I'm dying.
All efforts spent in difficult issue.
Nice change up. I like this. This is great. Makes me want to jump into my Crackseed Lee Hing Moy now. God, I love that rubbery kick sound. Yeah, I noticed that, Ginger. It's making my life easier for sure. I'm really digging this. DR. I just saw that. There's nice motivational lift in these chord choices. This is nice. Wow, these guys are really good engineers too. Oh, Ginger, I must have misread that. Why did I think it was 2? Yeah, there is square pusher. I detect square pusher. But then again, you know, we're all standing on shoulders of giants, you know. Ooh, nice D&B. The jungle beats, right? Is that what we call jungle beats? Breakbeat. I always mess that shit up. Breakbeat, jungle beat, B&D, D&B, B&B, I don't know. Oh, nice sequence coming up from the back. Said my ex-girlfriend. This is great, this section. Very well done. I'm officially naming this genre Kryptonite. I like that sequence.
Come here from where you stand and wait.
I'm not. I mean, I swear to God, it's giving me that kryptonite vibe.
Unplanned heart rate when we're impaired. Your hand is
I'm glad it's got the lyrics.
disappears. My prayer demand you say.
Venting core. I mean, we're a third of the way through this track, and it only feels like it's been just a minute. This composer's really good. This guy likes playing with seconds and fourths. You know if you know. Girl. Okay, thank you. I know, right, Alman? That's what I'm talking about. So these little block chords, but they're really hanging on the seconds and the fourths. Nice pattern. Something yeah, salted plums, exactly. Why, you know, brah. She is so freaking talented. Ginger keeps on bringing in these like single talent masters that are just blowing my mind. Damn. This would just smoke sickness inside any video game. Seriously, is there something called speedcore? This is badass. That's crazy. So this is called speedcore, huh? Now I know what my ex-girlfriend was meaning when she said that to me one night. Ooh, this is nice. That was a nice little change up. Oh! And Kazi, my ex-girlfriend, said that just as well. Snail's house, huh? Check that out, Bora Pharaoh. Ah, this is really good. Yes. I would like to ask her how long it took her to write this project. You know what's extraordinary is that all these conversations and these unique textures that we're hearing are living in her head. We're getting an inside view to her cerebellum. Come on, you're killing me. I love that she's using these drums here. This sound she's got there. It makes such a difference instead of just, you know, the TR-808 or massive modules, you know? she is so musical. That's another thing I got to really put out there. Even though this is all really heavy EDM digital composition, she's extremely, extremely musical. Because I'm rerouting some of this in my head into modules. I go, man, that would sound great, you know, so it can translate at my speed. You know, for my dating app, Carbon Dating. You know what I mean? Yeah, I saw what the modules were on the write-up. But in my head, I'm like kind of rewiring a patch bay. Yeah, with this snare drum, it's a lot more ravey, yeah? Yeah, pretty much I'm on. That was a 100% statement for sure. The labor and passion with the clear idea, that's been the tonic. Pretty clever with the PNG background there. Very nice. I love this section. Oh, it was a drop art. Oh, that was really nice out there. Quoi? I know, turn up. I'm in the same kind of awe. And then what Almond said as well. You know? This track is called Megafauna. I don't know if you can see it in the corner of the... more than a feeling. Ooh.
Numerous tests I've seen to break this chain. Luminous quest starts to wane. All undressed the pain. From dawn to rain, when it's one in your chest, all of this unexpressed. God forbid.
Wow, that was nice. Give us such power and grittiness in that with the beauty of the chord change. Come on. Second time she's done this to us. This is nice. It's got like an 80s arena rock vibe, doesn't it? Well, she has a wonderful command of drum programming. Nice. Pretty ballsy ending here. Ginger, this did not feel one bit of 30 minutes to me. I think I was really, as I listened to it, I thought for sure like I was gonna like, I didn't know how to come about it because I already had another long listen earlier on, and I've been, even though I've only been at it for a couple of hours. There's nothing more for me to say that I didn't already say during the playing of it, except that she's just extremely talented, and she brings such musicality in another words or another way, in another vibe that I'm just not that familiar with, which is that EDM sounds and all the subgenres that go along. I'm watching you guys, oh, it's house, it's glitch, it's this, it's that, it's all these things. But the one thing that's through, outside of what Amon said, which is very an important observation, that he took my 100 words and turned it into 10, which is the through line of it all is that you could just hear the dedication, the passion, the detail that she puts in her work. I mean, those chord clusters on the piano, all the way to the most throatiest EDM style arpeggiations, and it was just phenomenal, And so, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I can't elaborate any more on it because, I mean, plus that's the other thing. Tracks, when they get really long, it's like, oh, I want to talk about that. And I realize, oh, shit, I got lost in what I wanted to talk about because we move on to different things. I think what I realized, though, is this was a 30-minute, whether it be I guess it was an album stream. So we had an opportunity, really 30 minutes for an album. It's not that long of an album per se, but there was enough packed in it that really kept you completely pumped and charged. And if, for me, I'm listening to it with my ears, I'm doing my own, orchestral listening, as it may be called, to it. But each one of us that are here, we're all nerds, so we're all going to give it a different kind of attention as we listen to the tracks. And I also know there are people, what I love about this is there's people who are here and other types of music, but when they get exposed to something like this, it just adds more color to the possibility of somebody's, listening experience, and for me, that's what this has done. The other one that we did, Velvet Pony, Velvet, was that what it is? Something Pony. Also, another extraordinary artist, as well as early one, A Coral Reefer. I know A Coral Reefer showed up a little late. He missed his track, but it's been Violet Pony. Thank you. Sorry. I know he missed his track, but it's extraordinary work out there. And like I say, I listen to it like a kid in a candy store because it's not like I'm like, oh, wow, I've never seen this, or I've never tried this, or this is great, wow, so. Anyhow, guys, I need to take a break. So far, the stream in total has been longer than what it is I've been doing because I broke the stream by accident after playing an hour and a half of Skyrim. So now I'm going to shut my hard drive down, so give me a second really quick.